Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video we'll be making a very healthy and nutritious pap using mixed grain. This pap is suitable for the whole family, including babies of 6 months of age. So we'll be needing a combination of 3 grains: corn, millet and guinea corn. So I'll go ahead and pick out all the stones, as many as I can. After picking out the stones, I'll go ahead and combine the grains, then pour them into a big bowl like this. Stir properly for the bad ones to float. I'll just go ahead and remove them like this, and then wash as many times as possible, because these grains contains a lot of dust, sand and stones. So just go ahead and wash as many times as you can. Pay more attention to the bottom because the sands tend to settle there. So then look for a bucket big enough to contain all the grains, fill it up with water and pour in the washed grains and cover and soak it overnight. So after 24 hours, then the fermentation must have started. Just go ahead and drain out the water, fill it up with a fresh one, and still keep it for another 24 hours. So this is after 48 hours, and this is the second time I'm draining out the fermented water. I will also replace it with a fresh one as usual. Then the next day, making it 72 hours, I'll go ahead and wash the grains about 2 times and take it to a heavy duty blender. So after blending, moving on, get a chiffon cloth and knot it just the way I'm doing in this video. Tie it on top of a deep bowl big enough to contain all the pap, because you're going to be pouring a lot of water for this first method. Stir properly like so, and then start pouring it on top of the sieve. Keep sieving and pouring water as necessary. This first method is time consuming. This is just the regular method, and don't be too quick to click out of this video because you won't regret watching the second method. It's not a regular, it's a traditional method, but I promise it's way faster than this first one. So keep sieving and pouring water until you are left with just the chaff. Squeeze properly and discard, but I'm definitely not using this method because of time. So moving on to the second method, get a chiffon cloth like this, fold into 2 equal parts and knot both ends. So I made this shorter video so that it will be clearer. I noticed that my hand wasn't showing properly here, so just focus on the PIP video for clarifications. After tying it, you have something like this. Just go ahead and pour in your blended pap in between like this. Then you start shaking it up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, just focus on the PIP video. That's the way you'll be moving your hands. And the only disadvantage of this traditional method is that you will need a lot of bowls. Like you can see, I'm using 3 bowls. You rinse in the first one, after which you move to the second one. You move to the third one as well. So just like that, before you know it, you are done. And another disadvantage is that, for me, it's not a disadvantage, but if you don't have space, you may have problem with this method. Another thing is that it's a bit messy, but if you are ajekpako like me that don't mind, after the whole process, I'll just go and bathe. Nobody will know I washed pap, nobody will know I processed pap for the day. So just go ahead and rinse. And this process took me just 18 minutes, exactly 18 minutes. I deliberately timed myself, but that first method, only to sieve out that one I used in showing you the how it is done, took me 12 minutes. Like 12 minutes just to sieve out and wash off that first one to get chaff, but this took me 18 minutes on the whole to sieve out all the whole stuff. So keep doing it, just keep on the process, keep shaking until you're done. sieving it. So after that, go ahead and pour them inside a deep bucket like this. Ensure it has cover. Just go ahead, cover and allow it to settle for some hours, probably 2 hours or so. So this after about 2 hours, and as you can see, it has separated. Just decant the water and leave the pap, which is going to be at the bottom. So moving on, you will need a muslin bag like this. You can get this from your local market depending on where you are, but if you don't have access to such fabrics or bags, just get a cotton material and sew it into a pillowcase shape, and you have your bag ready for sieving. Pour in the pap like so. Squeeze to let out some water. Then get a big sieve if you have any. I don't have, so I alternatively perforated my old bowl to have one. So into your big sieve, drop the bag into it and allow the water to seep out for some hours. So this after a few hours, I think about 2 hours or thereabouts. So I'll just go ahead and remove the water. Here you can see this one just dripped out from the bag. I've thrown it away, so I'll keep it back and then look for something that has weight and drop it on top of the pap. It's raining heavily here. I would have just kept it outside and keep a big block. If you have something very as heavy as a big mortar or big block, this will only take a few hours to drain out or to dry completely. So I used my kettle alternatively, and this is the next day. My pap is all dried up. As you can see, it has taken the shape of the bowl, and we have a lot of nutritious pap to enjoy. Just go ahead and package it however you want. So I've gone ahead to put it in the regular bucket where I store it, smoothen the face and keep it in your deep freezer. There are different methods in which you can use in preserving your pap, of which I'll try and make a video on it so you know how you can preserve your pap. This one you're seeing here can last as long as 6 months, so far you keep it frozen. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Bye.